say, I want to tell you something. If you're an individual that find yourself really always feeling bad about your life, you really feel like life has really dealt you a real unfair hand, really feel like you done really done all you can do, but yet and still, every time you take one step forward, it seems like you're taking 3 steps backwards. It seems like all of the positive things that people are talking about life, all of the good things people saying people can have and achieve, that is really just a bunch of bull. That ain't none of that real, at least not for you, because whenever you look at everybody else's life, it seems like everybody else is living the life. It seems like everybody else is getting everything that they want out of life. They happy, they smiling. It seems like they in love and everything's just beautiful for everybody else. But let me tell you something. One of the worst things you can do is begin to compare your life to others. Because one, you don't really know the inside. You only looking at their house from the outside. You don't really know what's going on in their life. You ever heard of saying that if everybody put their problems on the table, you're going to snatch yours back in a heartbeat? Man, that's a fact. One thing I've learned about myself in my own life journey, because I was that same individual that you are. I was the same individual that had woke up and had to be high every day from the time I opened my eyes to the time I went to sleep, because I hated life and everything about it that much. The only thing that kept me moving and going was my loved ones, those individuals that I seen value in, those individuals whom I just didn't want them to feel the way I was feeling. But outside of that, I ain't had nothing else to live for no more, because for me, it just didn't matter no more. For me, everything that I tried just wasn't adding up no more. For me, everything that I had thought to do, everything that I had tried to do, everything that people done told me I could do, I thought I was doing it, and it just wasn't adding up. And for me, all I wanted was just to be happy. All I wanted was just to be able to live a regular, natural life, having things, not having the need for stuff all the time, not having to suffer. I just wanted more than what I had. So I wanted to die because I couldn't have it. I thought about death every day. I just didn't want to be so weak to where I took my own. So I was in these streets. Just anytime I got into it with somebody, you got the right one today. Because in my mind, I ain't got nothing to lose. Either I'm going to get you or you going to get me. Either or. I ain't got nothing to lose. You got the right one today. But it took me to find myself in a situation where one of my dear loved ones started to go through something. And I valued my little sister more than I thought I valued my own life. I've been taught later that you can't do that. But at that time, I felt I valued her in her life more than my own life. And when she started struggling, I was able to issue out a sincere prayer for her. Because at that point, I didn't even know how to pray no more. I didn't even know if the big man up in the sky was even hearing me. But I prayed. And let me tell you something. What my sister was going through made me realize something. It made me realize that I needed to acquire everything that I wanted. My sister was being threatened on a physical level. But physically, I was good. Physically, I got everything I need. I got my senses. Even though that was being conflicted with drugs at the time, smoking that fry every day. But yet still, I understood. I understood what was going on. So I realized I had my senses. I had my physical faculties. The only thing that stood between me and everything I desired in this life was information, stuff that I didn't know. So what I needed to do, all I needed to do was begin to try to apply myself to learn everything that I need to know to get the things that I want in life. But for me at the time, I was trying to cut corners because that's all I knew how to do at that time. I was trying to get it the street way. The street way wasn't for me. It wasn't doing it for me. And I wasn't just doing one thing. I was doing everything in the street. But I kept finding myself locked up. It's only when you start to appreciate, to really value, to be grateful for everything that you do have, and stop focusing so much on the things that you don't have, and stop pitying yourself about the things that you don't have, because it's people that don't have way more than what you don't have. They don't even have the things that you possess, and they're living a happier lifestyle. Stop looking at individuals who got the things that you don't have, and start looking at the individuals who don't have the things that you have, and start appreciating it. Start thanking the Most High for that. Tears came out my eyes when I realized how ungrateful I had been. And that was my turning point. Ingratitude. Most of us are filled with so much depression because we just ungrateful. And that's the bottom line. Stop being so ungrateful. Apply yourself. You know that it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't meant to be easy. Anything that's worth having is worth working hard for. Anything that's worth having is worth dying for if you got to, as long as you're doing it the right way. As long as you're doing it in honor. Because people are dying every day for stuff that don't matter, stuff that don't mean nothing. They're going to be forgotten about in a year or 2 or 3. Definitely be forgotten about in 10 for most of us. If your life is not making no one else's lives better, if you're not living to make the world better, then what are you living for? I get it, man. I do get it. You can have it all. You can do it all. You just need to stop tripping with yourself. You just need to stop feeling pitiful for yourself. You need to stop trying to get people to validate you. And you gotta live for you. You gotta validate you. As Eric Thomas said, it's your dream. It's yours. Only you gotta believe in it. So what is you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Start doing what you need to do for you, man. You got a whole team that's counting on you to win. You got people that don't even know you that's counting on you to win. You got people that you don't even know that's counting on you to win, man. So get up and stop tripping and win. Win. Stop living for you if that's what it takes. Live for the world. Live for others. Know that it ain't about you. Winning is not just about you. It's when you start living for the ones you love is that you really gonna start winning. And I'm not saying living in a way to validate them. I'm saying validate yourself. Make sure it matters to you. But what you're doing is making other people's lives better. That's what I mean when I say live for others. Stop just making your life good. That's why it's not adding up. You gotta start making others' lives good. That's when it's gonna add up for you. Gratitude. That's where it gotta start. The second most powerful creative force in this known universe. Next to love only. But when you move out of love and gratitude, you cannot be stopped.